Welcome to Criminally Human, where behind every headline lies a person, a story, and a tragedy that didn't have to happen. This is part 1 of our multi-part investigation. November 13, 2022. Forever changed the quiet college town of Moscow, Idaho. 4 students, Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernadal, and Ethan Chapin, were found brutally murdered in their beds. The crime scene was a nightmare. Blood pooled across floors, walls splattered with violence, yet no forced entry, no sign of a struggle. The town was stunned, gripped by fear, desperate for answers. The official story was chillingly straightforward. Brian Christopher Kohberger, a 28-year-old criminology student from Pennsylvania, was identified as the killer. DNA evidence, his car circling the neighborhood repeatedly, phone records placing him nearby, all pointing to his guilt. Case closed, or so it seemed. But beneath the surface lies a far darker, more disturbing story, one barely whispered in the public eye. These victims were allegedly children of parents who had cooperated with law enforcement against dangerous drug cartels operating quietly but ruthlessly in the region. Families who believed that standing up for justice would protect them, only to see their children become targets in a brutal message of intimidation. This points to a shadow war few dare speak about openly, a war where silence is bought with blood, and justice is compromised by fear and corruption. Brian Kohberger's background fits a chilling profile. Born in 1994 in Effort, Pennsylvania, the youngest of 3 children in a seemingly average middle-class family, he was raised by Michael and Marion, both public school employees. But Brian's childhood was marked by social isolation and relentless bullying. Overweight and awkward, he was the target of torment throughout his school years, leaving deep scars. By senior year, Brian underwent a dramatic physical transformation, shedding over 100 pounds through rigorous dieting and lifting. Officially, this was credited to intense workouts, but whispers and speculation paint a darker possibility, that his rapid weight loss may have been driven by heroin or opioid use, substances known to suppress appetite and cause severe physical decline. If true, this would cast a shadow over the boy's outward transformation, suggesting that beneath his disciplined exterior lurked inner demons fueled by addiction. Friends described the boy who emerged as colder and more detached. He became arrogant and confrontational, prone to violent outbursts, including an incident where he allegedly strangled a friend and then manipulated him into doubting his own memories. Online, under the username XR, he posted cryptic, dark reflections, writing about feeling like an organic sack of meat, numb and disconnected from reality. Adding to this disturbing portrait, Kohberger reportedly frequented Reddit and other online forums, posting questions and comments about murder, violence, and criminal psychology. His messages suggested not just fascination but a deep obsession with death and control, chilling glimpses into a mind consumed by darkness. Despite these cracks, Kohberger was academically gifted. He pursued psychology at Northampton Community College and earned a master's degree in criminal justice from DeSales University, focusing on serial killers and violent offenders. By 2022, he moved to Washington State University for a PhD in criminology, living alone near Moscow and working as a teaching assistant. Students described him as cold and intimidating, especially toward female classmates. Complaints about his behavior led to his dismissal shortly before the murders, a dismissal shrouded in mystery. The night of the murders remains baffling. How did the killer enter without forcing a door or window? Surveillance footage showed Kohberger's white Hyundai Elantra circling the neighborhood, but neighbors also reported unmarked vans and black SUVs lurking nearby, vehicles that vanished before police could investigate. These suspicious details were largely omitted from official reports. The forensic evidence against Kohberger was damning yet suspiciously tidy. DNA on a knife sheath matched him, and phone records placed him nearby. But some experts argue the timeline was constructed too neatly, suggesting a rushed effort to close the case before deeper secrets surfaced. Compounding the mystery, several key investigators quietly retired or transferred after the arrest. Official explanations say these moves were routine, but insiders claim intense pressure from unknown sources demanded a swift resolution. The FBI's strong presence sidelined local police, raising questions about who truly controlled the investigation. The judicial process added further shadows. Judges linked to the case reportedly retired the day Kohberger was sentenced, fueling rumors of interference to protect powerful interests and silence inconvenient truths. Meanwhile, the victims' families involved in federal cases against drug trafficking have been enveloped in silence and fear. Their children's murders may have been retaliation, a deadly warning from cartels that no one can safely defy. This is part one of a multi-part investigation. In this opening chapter, we've set the stage with the victims, the accused, and the chilling allegations of cartel retaliation. Part 2 will focus on the night of the murders itself, unpacking investigative anomalies, evidence gaps, and inconsistencies challenging the official story. Part 3 will confront the deeper conspiracy, cartel influence, judicial retirements, and the silenced witnesses who hold pieces of the truth. Before diving into theories or speculation, it's important to briefly acknowledge who these victims were. Young lives full of promise, each with families who have endured unimaginable loss. Kaylee, Madison, Xana, and Ethan were students with ambitions, friends, and futures stolen in one night. This series examines the case critically, but viewers should come to their own conclusions about the unanswered. Thank you for joining us on this first chapter of a story that goes beyond the headlines. Stay with us as we uncover the truth piece by piece. Until next time, stay human.